there?
Oh, I don't know. Gobby. I don't know.
Just me.
Maybe maybe Glob Jr. Glob Jr.
Yeah. Glob
GJ.
Jr.
Does
GJ.
he
I don't
stink
know.
like sewer water too?
Huh?
That'll work.
Does he stink like sewer water too?
No, he's been clean. He keeps his fluids moving a lot. He's always in the pot, just running around, making sure things keep moving around as they should. You know,
He's
stays
boiling
busy.
in the pot.
He's in very good shape.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what it
Unlike,
reminds me?
Go
Dylan,
ahead.
do you still watch What We Do in the Shadows?
Every once in a while.
Okay, what it reminds me of is there's a person on there, Nausea, and her vampire soul goes into this little baby doll, and the baby doll just walks around with her all the time, just talking, and that's what this reminds me of. Gobby's little part of his soul is in that little Gobby over there.
It's like the part where it's like your pure cleansed soul there. When you actually had good players or a good team at one point and went into that little Gobby, and now you're just like the muck.
Yeah, it happens. But I will tell you, I stand by this. I've thought this way the whole time, the whole season. My team is not good. I've never admitted that my team is good, but there's no fucking way that I should be 1-10, and this motherfucker right here is 6-5. Are you fucking kidding me? What is happening?
You know what happened? Is you got to start fucking praying. You got to start playing with black magic.
Yeah.
And a little bit of rabbit rubbing.
Yeah, I mean,
brother.
Yeah, amen to that. I mean, when I won my last championships, that I sold my soul for that, so paid the price, not fully, but yeah, that's where we're at though. At this point in the season right now, I mean, after this last week, I think we were all hoping that Calvin was going to lose, and especially with Dirtle winning there, that would have really shaken up the playoff standings. Gobby, tough week,
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, I mean, what were you feel like? What was it feeling like throughout the whole experience?
Dude, okay, so it was, I mean, very up and down, right? Hey, Redmond, come back. Very up and down. So the beginning, I had a couple quick touchdowns right away, and I was like, sweet, this is good. And then Cody went off for a couple touchdowns. Jordan Love fumbled. Taysom Hill threw a fucking interception. Things went downhill, and I'm like, fuck, this is where it's going again.
Right.
And waited. I wasn't watching too much, and then Taysom Hill started going off. And then I was, especially through that first half of Monday night, I was getting real confident and really positive. And then, dude, a full game's worth and a half. That's Joe Burrow scored. He had 4 points at halftime,
Right.
And just fucking devastated. I mean, I know you said you haven't watched Coffee Talks, but dude, my intro on there, dude, I'm pissed. I'm still pissed. I'm lashing out. Brandon, I'm still mad that you're not betting me. I can't even speak right now.
Worst.
I'm still worked up.
Yeah.
Brandon's the worst because there's plenty of pot stirrers in this league, right? And it's funny because I feel like Brandon used to be a lot more of he stuck by his word back in the day, And I feel like he's each year he's gotten less and less. The man sounds like he's all spiritual or something now, and I'm like, I know you.
I know, right?
You're not.
He told me to meditate today,
Yeah, I'm sure he's meditating at home while he's just fucking sitting there blasting people on Call of Duty all night.
Yeah. Well, it is. The funny part about Brandon is it's he's always the same way though. When he gets a good team, the way he manages it, he just doesn't do anything. He just kind of chills on it, and maybe he'll toss around a couple trades. I was catching up on Gobby Talks, and when I was listening to one with you and Nut, you were talking about how Brandon was just let me buy your player. All right, what if I increase the cash? And it was dude, this trade is still bad, and I can't sell like that. And I felt it's right before the trade deadline when I put those guys on there, Brandon just comes in and he's like, all right, Michael Pittman and $14 for Cooper Kupp. And I'm like, bro, that's not even making any blood go to my pecker. It's I'm just you know, that's what you're gonna do at the. I got Gobby, Red. I got fucking yeah. Everybody like blowing up, and that's what you want to come in with. Like, come on, dog.
Yeah.
I got Gobby and Red, and I'm not gonna trade with either one of them. Okay, so
yeah.
Well,
Don't be getting started, Red, because you had me on embargo this entire year, and then you're like, I guess I'll trade with you right when I trade deadline. And then Gobby, me and you were hashing that same trade out for like a month straight. And it was just, I think we all felt this way after the trade deadline. It's like monkey off our back because, like, man, dude, the trading was tough goings this year.
Yeah,
maybe not for everybody.
I still wish I would have got a fucking wide receiver, man.
One of the funniest things on Gobby Talks that I listened to today was when you guys were talking about the teams at the end, and you and Jaden are like, God, I've been looking at Red's team so much I don't even want to fucking talk about it.
Jaden said that killed me. He's like, dude, I've been trying to trade with Red so long I can't look at his team anymore.
Oh,
and then he's finally like, I guess I gotta look at Red's team because we gotta go through.
That was too good. I was like, well, at least I was in your guys' ears.
Yeah, well, and then trade stuff. I know Jaden and I kind of talked about this a little bit too. I think which at least my the way that I was trying to trade at the end was I can't make my team worse. It's something that Diz and I differ on as far as perspective. Like when I trade, I can't make my team worse. I know Diz really likes to do that and sell people off when he doesn't have anything to sell and nobody to fill in. But I feel that way. And so if you're just trying to buy players from me for at the end, like my best players, that's not going to help me for a couple bucks. I need some players. I can't get worse. And I'm not going to decline, right, an offer from Red. The same offer, but including Jerry Jeudy, but you just decline the player all in all. And then he goes off for 22.
Yeah, thank you so much, Diz. Like, you're such a good pal, man. Like,
I got so many strays in that. Oh, my God.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, this isn't even your show. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, I got me talks on here.
You can make a lot of comments about me selling my team and not getting pieces back, but I'm fucking winning, and you can make the argument that my team might fucking win the rest of the season. So that's literally the trades that I made. They are designed to win over really week 14, 15, and 16. What up, dog? When you're down a little better and I'm smiling, waving up at you, be like, hi, Goblin. Hi.
Oh, man. So I don't even know if we have it in us to go through all
you sound insane.
Because there's so much that I could like just argue against the logic, but like we can't dive back into that
for sure.
But real quick, last week, did anything surprise anybody? Gobby, we'll start with you.
I'm surprised Diz won.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody was. Yeah.
My team is shocked.
Dude, I don't know. Honestly, not really a ton. I guess maybe I'm surprised that Jesse popped off like he did because he hasn't done that for a while. I don't know. It seems kind of around where I would expect teams to kind of play. I don't really believe in Alex's team, so it doesn't surprise me that he threw up a dud.
I'm been pounding the table on that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's Christian had all of his players on bye, so of course he's not going to score as much as he typically would. Brandon's team sucks, so he scored not very much. Maybe that I scored 120. That's pretty surprising, I guess.
I thought that you were going to win, I'll be honest.
Dude, broke my heart, man. That fucking big man.
How did you feel getting ready to set the losing record?
No, I'll go 2-1 at the end of my last 3 games. I'll win 2 of them.
Sure.
Dude, I think my biggest surprise was, the big man, like, he's putting up so many points every week. Like, we're on how many weeks straight of 100 points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And out of those, he's had like 3 where he scored 115 or more. One's 151, one's 134. Like this, it just absolutely just cannot stop scoring. And it's that, I think, the Stacktivate, man. I hate it.
Activate, baby.
But
COD.
that's my biggest surprise right now. Is I guess it's not much of a surprise, but it's a surprise how much he scored over the last 6 weeks. I guess it's a cumulative, because not much really else besides this week surprised me. I guess myself winning, I wasn't feeling good at all after Thursday night. Like my team literally threw a dud up and I only had 6 players playing on Sunday, and I still won. But then, yeah, I guess Dirty still winning. Like, dude, yeah, you're praying to Satan very well, and he appreciates it.
Yeah, man. Anyone can come and get a sloppy these days. They're pretty fucking dangerous to swallow. So
I chose you last week too, dude. Remember last week?
I know you did.
I wanted that cheesy sloppy, and I got it.
Yeah,
We'll
he
see
did.
what geniuses picked me this week.
Diz, were there any surprises to you?
Yeah, I actually really Gobby shits on me all the time, but I was really thinking he was going to win this week, and
I appreciate it, buddy.
yeah. The other surprise is I thought Brandon's team last week just kind of like didn't do its thing, and now he's just bad forever, which really puts he just had the worst reasoning for Tank Dell, and now Tank Dell and CJ Stroud are terrible for him. So those are my big surprises.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder, maybe one of us should ask, or maybe he'll answer to the show if he actually watches it, that if he fell in love with those wide receivers that he had, because he had Deontay Johnson, he had Tank Dell, and who was the other one? I'm not thinking of. Oh, Pittman. Yeah. Maybe not so much Pittman, but like the other two, I felt like it was going to take a lot to get one of them when they weren't. Oh, T. Higgins, the other guy I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
Higgins, yeah.
And I guess T would be the guy, if any one of them, I would probably take over all the others. But they all come with risk. Lad McConkey, that one's fine, I guess. But it's like he had these guys that I felt like people were actually inquiring about and was either asking too much or just wasn't even interested in trading them. Once again, I don't know, man, because sometimes, I liked what you said on Gobby Talks that couple episodes back where you were talking about, like, you just need to, like, see a different team. You know, it's like you got to see a different roster. You can't look at the same one again. It's like, dude, I got to shake it up.
Yeah.
Totally felt that. And so,
the problem is that we're talking about it like this when who are we talking about? Like, what wide receivers? Like, we're not talking about Justin Jefferson. We're talking about these guys. Like, I wouldn't even take T. Higgins, and I had him for 3 straight years.
Well, it's like, too.
You think we're talking about a guy's team that's putting up over 100 points, and he's got freaking star-studded wide receiver? No, we're talking about some duds.
Yeah. My other surprise really was it was definitely you, Gobby, who was into COD. COD, dude, one, it was a pleasure having him on the show. He was great.
He was good.
Yeah.
He was good.
But it's also a lot more fun too when he's got a good team. And I was thinking about it because everybody's talking about Calvin's team right now, which rightfully so. But I also feel like it's overshadowing the COD's team, and arguably COD. I think he has electric players. I like his roster construction. Like, it's nice. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. But other than that, cleaner shit in the bed. I mean, I didn't expect him to shit the bed that hard, but he did. And yeah, but 5 and 6, and you're putting up those kind of points towards the end of the year. It's not gonna, that's a tough situation to get out of, unless you're Diz and you have the other side of that record.
Crazy, man.
Numbers down there, but with no loss.
TD Incorporated going down. But and before we wrap up the recap, was that a suitable name? Was that name fine with you, Gobby?
It's way better.
Yeah,
way better.
I didn't overthink it. I just trying to think of something nasty and degrading, and that's all it was just like moldy taint came in my
So,
brain.
the first thing on your mind, huh?
I don't think
I don't know why that's in my mind.
That's the first thing that he thought of when he thought of Brandon. So I guess. Yeah.
I've been trying to come up with something like regarding your height, like, oh, you're too short to ride the ride and stuff. But dude, I hate that you can't just like have unlimited space.
Yeah, I know. You try to pack. You usually try to pack way too much in there, and so I didn't even realize it until I was getting ready for yesterday's show with Jaden. I was like, "Oh, Dylan picked that name. Good for Dylan. He did a better job." I was
the comeback, dude.
I was proud of you.
Okay, so because we were talking about before the show that Nut did his predictions and kind of welcomed us to also do our predictions. And yeah, I mean, we're time of the year, playoff push. And I feel like everybody's going to be engaged, especially because, like, you're not only planning to make the playoffs or, fight for like a better position in your bracket there for the flex seating. But yeah, it's like all of us are going to be there coming together. So right now, like, I think it's a perfect time for us to all be doing like our predictions. But real quick, Gobby, I want to dive into just how your season's been.
Yeah, you haven't told us enough on Gobby Talk.
Yeah, like it could be more so. We were talking last week, and I think it, like, especially for you, were there any moments this season that you're like, man, that could have been it right there that would have changed the trajectory that I've been on?
Yeah, when you're digging through the trash, did you find any treasures in there?
Well, it's there's, I don't know. I mean, I've said this many times that I was not mentally prepared for this season, and that's my fault. I didn't prepare, and I drafted poorly, and that was compounded by me being gone for the first 3 weeks. But as soon as I got back from our trip, I knew, as I kind of talked to Nut about it, talked to Jaden about it last night too. It was like, I knew I wasn't going to win the championship. I knew, and I wasn't willing to spend the money to try to recreate something that was not very great. I had some good pieces. It took some time to develop. And in the middle of the season it's just been, dude, everything's just been difficult. And again, man, like, dude, I don't think maybe for like 2 weeks or so when Jonathan Taylor was out, maybe those 2 weeks I had the worst team, but I don't ever feel like I have had the worst team in the league. And, I've prepared for the time that is now. Pacheco's coming back, which now Diz doesn't have a running back, and he gave me that running back. So I have like a fucking star coming back. I mean, what, he spent $45 on Pacheco? I mean, he's a fucking good player. He's coming back. I feel good about how things are going. It's frustrating. The only thing I think, real quick, that might have changed, and I don't even know if this would have done better for me, but Calvin at one point offered me Najee and Puka for Jonathan Taylor. And that's the one trade that I look back on and I'm like, man, that might have changed some things for me. But I was also in talks with Red at the same time, and Red was filling my ear, and then I got cold feet on both of them, and this is hell.
Dude,
that's how you become the worst team in the league.
It's funny you're talking about the Calvin trade because I remember when you were talking to me, you were being, very transparent about what was happening. And I asked Calvin, I said, did you really send that offer over? And he said, yeah, I think I kind of regret it too. And I was like, why? And he's like, I think that's just way too good of an offer to give Gobby right now. And I was like, oh shit. And so when you didn't accept it, Calvin was like, God, I kind of dodged a bullet with that. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I think I convinced myself that I just don't ever want Puka on my team. With all the shit that I've talked about him, it kind of blinded me. So other than that, I mean, it's been shitty, but I feel very confident with the end of the season, and not winning the Sacco.
Yeah, and you also, so when you were talking to Nut, there was it's like, it's crazy to me that there's still like perspectives and strategies and stuff that we don't see yet, and then we'll, like, every season it feels like there's something that's unveiled, and it's like, oh wow, I didn't think about going, this way or whatever. But you said something about, like, especially being, if you're losing at the beginning of the season and you know that you have like a hole in your roster that you need to fill, it's better just to try to fill that hole at the beginning of the year and just make the plunge, and then see what happens after that, rather than later on you trying to make that same trade, because then a lot of those guys that have the players that you need to be able to like take your team up another notch, they're not selling, and you don't have any like assets to do it. So, like, at the beginning, like for you, and I think we were talking about this with Alec, when you're doing trades and everything, what are you leaning into? Are you leaning more like player for player kind of style, or are you like, yeah, I expect there's going to be some cash in this?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on what I'm trying to do. I would say I'll put the feelers out. I'm usually down for player to player trades, but if it's small and meaningless, that's fine. But I don't do the nut thing where I like pick and poke at people for like small little pieces, which maybe I should do more of. Uh, and just like rework my bench to have potentials. Maybe I need to do that more. Um, but I mean, yeah, I guess I don't seek out the cash part of it, but I kind of just come to expect it at some point. Like if I'll kind of go to, I'll look at Nut Report, dvfl.com,
Check it out.
and see, you look at the scoring and then you'll look at teams and stuff. So that's why I was reaching out to Christian for a while, because I needed running backs. Now I got running backs kind of elsewhere, and then now I need wide receivers. So I guess the hard part is I think, to your point, what I was talking about is as the season goes on, people have a good feeling about where their team is. And so, if you're going to like hold, like, dude, I have a good fucking team. I'm not selling you my guys. I don't want to change my good players. And then as the season goes on, so it's kind of, that early time. I don't know. I reached out to fucking everybody about wide receivers, and I just couldn't get a deal done. It sucked.
I think one thing that I just wanted to kind of go off of with that was kind of like starting off earlier in the season, right? Like, and it kind of translates to what you guys were talking about in Dobby Talks earlier with Jaden, was how he was kind of talking about, oh, well, Kareem Hunt was not going to be the starter forever, right? So why would I want to trade for him? I think that's like a really kind of like a short-minded set. Like you're thinking long-term, but you're also thinking short-term in the sense that, there's people in the league where, if I sold him Chuba and Hunt, there's people out there willing to go get Hunt. So you can flip that to somebody else. That's what Calvin kind of did this whole year, right? And, sorry, Diz, but I'm going to shit on you here a little bit. I was able to sell off Hunt to Diz because I know that there's certain people in this league that don't fucking understand that he's going to be a short-term solution. Like, Diz had it in his mind that Pacheco was probably not going to come back, and I was backing that hard. I was like, they're already in the report saying they're not going to fucking bring him back. Why would they bring him back? And if he does, he'll come in the playoffs, and doesn't matter for us, right? Well, here he is coming back. And so, like, things evolve over time, and kind of like you said, like you go from one you're like, oh, right now I need running backs. Okay, when I got running backs, now let me turn some of these running backs into a wide receiver, And so you kind of just like pick and choose when the time is for you to make your right move. And so I think some people just hold on way too long before it gets to the point where it's like, fuck, like you can't really make those moves anymore. So I think it's good to think long-term, but also I think sometimes when you think long-term, you think shorter term. And so that's one thing that I've realized this year is like, kind of like what Nut does, he picks and grabs these little guys and just trades them off, and then just kind of accumulates things over time, and then he can do something bigger.
That's what Gare did when he was in the league too. It's tough because we talk about like fantasy football being bad for our health and the stress that we feel and everything. And so when you have a team like that, it requires a lot more effort and work to be put in because you got to make multiple moves. You're probably not going to be able just to make one and be good to go. So like the Kareem Hunt thing, it's like, yeah, you get them, but then it's like you got to go out there and get some more, do something, with it. Like, so I actually Diz. I mean, that's.
Yeah, can I respond?
I was gonna say, you want to respond to that?
I just got shit on by 3 people in a row. So Kareem Hunt, I knew it was a short-term solution. I thought it would last me until week 15, hopefully. Came back a little sooner. Pacheco, I don't really care what people are reporting until I see him out on the field and out there. I don't really give a fuck. Honestly, he broke his fucking leg, and you can put him in the starting position and then have him get 3 touches, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Also, the response to not making enough moves, you could argue that I fleeced you, Willie, with James Cook and Chase Brown by taking your money and getting a similar player.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I also made the smaller trades and got a QB and a wide receiver right before the trade deadline. So, you guys can talk all your shit that you want. I'm fucking winning and I'm coming for a playoff spot. So.
Well, okay, cool your jets there, buddy. Because I was talking about the idea of that. Not
I'm looking firing back. What do you want?
I'm not. Yeah, that's fine. You can fire back, and yeah, I mean, we'll see about the Chase Brown, James Cook. Hey, there you go, Gobby. But yeah, no, I'm just overall in general the constant moving of players and stuff. It's not like you weren't moving players. It's just where you're making the right moves with them, right? And then
do we have a trade count on how many trades were done per player?
Yeah, Nut has it somewhere.
Yeah, Nut's
there's a trade tracker in the Nut report or historical stats or something.
I would assume that it's me and Cal at the top.
Yeah. Well, and I wanted there's one other thing as I was listening to you guys talk and kind of to follow up on your question about how like what I typically look for in trades. I think it really depends on who I'm trading with and what I'm looking for, right? Like if I'm just itching to make a trade and I just need to dish somebody, I don't really care who it is. I'm reaching out to Nut. I'm reaching out to Brian. I know that they will swap little shitty people, and it's just like, nice, that feels good to make a trade, So I'll reach out to them. If I want money, if I'm looking for cash, I'm reaching out to Calvin because Calvin is fucking Mr. Moneybags and wants to dish out all of his cash. If I want to make a trade, if I have like an excess of players and I want to dish to a desperate player, I'm reaching out to Diz. For sure. I'm reaching out to Diz. Desperation does crazy things. And, I did that to Nut too. I think he talked about it was the Alexander Madison, he's now on my team, but I got essentially $25 out of Alexander Madison, where I sold him for 15 and then I got him back for 10 extra. If I want to make a reasonable trade where I know all of the stats and all of the things and it's not going to be easy, I'm reaching out to Dylan. And I need to wait till he reads all of his articles and analyzes everything. And, so I think it depends on that too.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. And we talked about that with Cleaner. It was centered around trades, and there's the personas and that you know who you're going into it with. So it was an interesting year of trades for sure. Gobby, you obviously have had some bad luck and everything, and so now where we're at in the season, we're looking at the playoffs. We're looking at the Sacco consolation. I think we should just dive right into predicting where everybody's going to finish. So
wait, I want to just how the fuck does Nut have me going 1-2?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. These predictions.
So I just want to let's cool our jets here. Let's do a little.
Well, I'm beating you, buddy.
Yeah, literally the whole time he's sitting there talking about how Dill has fucking nobody. Dill has nobody. But for some
It's because
reason,
he thinks you're gonna lose to me, buddy.
I'm like, what are we talking about here? Like, he talks about my three opponents. One, Dylan has a bunch of buys, and his team looks like freaking desolate this week. But my team's full go, and he's like, but Dylan's got the heart, man. Like, what the fuck's that gonna do with anything? Like, he's gonna go pump up his team? Like, no.
Hey,
And then,
dude,
I didn't
hold
like
on a
that.
second. Just to say something to that, I was talking to Diz about this just like an hour ago because we were talking about his team, and it's like, dude, you just like, what are you gonna do? Not believe? You gotta believe. Like,
Heck
it
yeah.
doesn't matter all the shit.
Well,
talk
yeah,
and
believe all
everything.
you want.
Yeah, exactly about the sucker. So it's like, yeah, I
I'm
don't.
doing
Nobody
it.
knows how dirty's winning, but he's doing it. So fuck it.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
I'm
Fuck
not
it.
winning, and I'm doing it.
yeah, well, yeah, and like honestly, it's like that's the funny part. I would rather have everybody like that for sure, and like you still shit on him. You're like, dude, there's no logic there, but it doesn't matter because it's like if you're not doing that, then like, what are you doing? You're almost kind of guaranteeing
Who are you
yourself.
praying to, Dylan? Because I'm praying to Satan.
Bro,
All
I
right?
already sold my soul a couple
No,
times.
yeah, I don't want you.
But the
didn't sell
devil
me,
owns
but
me.
I got the card that says it. I got the card that says I'm part of the Satanic Church, right?
Look at that, buddy. I got my cards right here.
Okay, well, fuck
Yeah.
your cards.
Send me
I
back.
think-
Let's. Like I told Cal earlier, and it's funny because you probably didn't read it, Dylan. But I told Cal, I said if I didn't make all the trades that I felt like I had to make to be a part of like the trading process, I was like, Dylan will back me up. There's at least I got probably one championship under my belt that I lost out on.
Dude,
Le'Veon
well,
Bell, Ben
think
Roethlisberger.
think about this in hindsight, Red. So the deal that we talked about was Chuba and Tyrone Tracy for Jonathan Taylor and Stephon Diggs. And you were going to give me like $20. In
Mhm.
hindsight, if you would have made that trade, Jonathan Taylor's not been doing well as somewhat predicted, and Stephon Diggs is out for the season. You'd be fucked. You'd be
I
fucked.
know.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that the reason why I bring that up is hindsight wise. Well, the hindsight is that Dylan fucking won a championship because he stole Ben Roethlisberger and Le'Veon Bell from me. So
I never had Big Ben on my squad, buddy. It was Tom Brady, so get your facts
oh,
right.
sorry, dude.
It's
Oh,
only your favorite. It's only your favorite player of all time. I mean, come on now, damn. Anyways, move on past that. Nothing else.
Vaffanculo.
So
What that means in Italian, it means eat an ass.
this is how I know that we are. This is how I know we are in playoff push because everybody's feeling a little bit chippier. So
Yeah,
Because nobody fucking
Well-
was talking about my team and everybody's just stroking off everybody else.
we'll get to your team, Redmond. You got to
Yeah,
be
I was
patient.
gonna
I
say,
told
dude,
you
what do you
that
want me to do?
earlier.
Yeah.
We talked about your
Fucking
team
see
out
this.
on
About it.
How do you want to do this? You want me to
I-
make it for us?
Well, I think,
yeah. Can you pull up the standings and let's
Yeah.
take a look here?
and
Yeah.
I think before we go into the brackets themselves, we got to figure out predict who's going to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, Gobby's over here talking like he runs this
Yeah.
show.
Well, it makes sense. It's logic. It's mind. It's Gobby talking.
You want me to show the nut report or sleeper?
Ooh.
Show the nut report first. We'll
Yeah.
look at his.
I'd like to see the nut report.
Oh, you want like the? Okay, I got you.
Like what they posted on the main
The
page.
nut report.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of want to see the nut report because I like the.
Well, I mean, like show
Does he
like what
have
he has
this?
first.
Okay.
So, like,
Okay.
No, not that.
Well,
Well, I
these
do
are
like
his-
that.
That is nice.
Yeah, Dylan's like, what?
I guess that's
I'm gonna
fine.
win.
Well, no, I mean, I just like the standings. I want to see the actual nut report too.
I can't believe he hasn't won one more game this year.
So, and I think it really does have to do with schedules. And dude, there's a lot of buys coming up for a lot of people. You know,
I know,
it's
yeah.
weird to have
Yeah,
buys
my
this
buy.
late.
Yeah, it was okay. I was thinking that same thing. I'm like, is it just me or is it like, why is there so many buys happening right now?
Were you
I
talking
talked
about that
about
on
it
Wilson
last-
Time last week?
I talked
No,
about
I-
it last week.
Did we?
Yeah, you talked about it last
Yeah,
week. Yeah, and I was like, I had
Oh, okay.
felt that I didn't like put it into words or put it into an actual thought, but you said it. I'm like, yeah, dude,
Because
it's fucking weird. 12 through 14 is
Mhm.
nuts.
Yeah, it's
we were
it's
talking about
bizarre.
what was going to be the biggest difference maker going forward. And I said, well, because of like the bye weeks, there's so many more later on in the year because they're trying to, because they added the extra week to the NFL season. They tried to like limit, all that shit. So
Right.
it affects us a little bit more in fantasy.
So Calvin's getting into the playoffs. Does everybody agree on that or no?
As much as I try to stop him, it's happening.
How should we do this?
I think that
go through the all the 6 and 5 teams, and we'll just say in or out, and then.
Okay. Got to be a majority though, so it has to be 3-1.
So like COD is the top ranked 6 and 5 team.
Why don't we go by the matchups that these teams are about to play?
Well, the schedule. So that's what I'm looking at.
Okay, you pull that up then, Diz.
And you have to look at bye weeks as well.
Where can I view the schedule?
It's Inside Sleeper.
In Sleeper.
Okay.
Go to their team name, click on it, and then schedule.
I don't know if it lets you do that on the desktop. That's one.
Yeah. Well, also, if we sit here and break down everybody's schedule, it's going to.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I already have a pretty good idea in my head of.
Oh well, Willie picked up. We should go with that.
Well, I'm not saying that. I wasn't planning on doing like a majority vote. I don't know. Do you guys have like an idea?
Well, how are we gonna do this? We had to track each individual one of our fucking people.
Yeah. No. I will say
do the majority one. That's fine.
I'll say I think Brandon goes 0-3 to end the season. So I think Brandon misses the playoffs.
Yeah. Dude, I love that last week I called that. I said, if there was anybody I play in this league with my whole bye week, I said I'd like to have Brandon. It just worked out perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, he's got Calvin, then Dylan, then me, and he has half of his team on bye when he plays me. So even if he is better than me, he doesn't have anybody playing. So Brandon's out.
Yeah, B-John just fallen out for me too. Because
Diz's team is just horrible, so Diz is out.
Motherfucker.
B-John's points are inflated by I think 1 week where he just popped off.
I want to bring this up really fast. The fact that Nut picked me to lose to Alec in week 14 when Alec has his best player in Lamar on bye is ridiculous.
That is a
team all you want, but
but you only have one running back.
I don't fucking need him, son.
Yeah. I proved that last week. Dude. I scored 3.8 points out of my running backs in one. So.
So
0 RB for the rest of the year.
Because I agree with the B-Johns one. Where he's at in his schedule, the way his team, when he actually has his team playing, how they've been performing, and then he's got some buys to deal with, that's going to be tough to overcome. So I can get on the B-Johns train. Okay. Well, I guess that's 3-1, huh? Yeah.
And we're saying COD, he's going to playoffs.
Yeah, COD's making playoffs.
Dude,
and we're saying Calvin.
Yeah. Yes.
So now we're just looking at these last 5. We just took out Brandon, so now we got 4 people to choose from. We got Diz, Jesse, Cleaner, Shimer.
Oh man, I think Jesse sneaks in, and I think Brian sneaks in, and I think B-Johns, Diz, and Alec are down in the poo bowl.
Yeah, I think Jesse's in just based off. He has literally the easiest path, I think, based off of people's records and how much they score and whatnot.
Are you writing this down, Dylan?
Yeah, I'm writing it down.
Okay, cool.
So Jesse's going against Diz, Cleaner, Jaden to finish off the year.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Because Jesse also has some players too, like Brock Bowers, arguably number 1 tight end this year, right now, or maybe the year, and then Saquon Barkley,
number 2 right now.
Yeah, I mean, you still got Debo, you still got J.K. Dobbins,
Yeah,
Nico's back now. Yeah, so it's Jesse's got some dudes, and
Yeah.
if that's the schedule, then I'm for it.
Yeah.
What
So
do you
Jesse
think?
and
So, Days, are you taking Jesse to make the playoffs?
Fucking hell, I'm taking myself.
What?
I
We haven't
really
got to
think
you
it
yet.
does. It's
We
that
got 2
last spot
spots.
that's up for grabs and up for question.
Hold on. So what? We're picking like the 6th seed then?
This would be the 8th
7th
seed.
7th or 8th right now, basically.
This is 8th because Jesse would get the 7th. Jesse would be the number 7 in. So then it would be between Diz, Alec, or Brian or Brandon. One of the 4.
Which we already took in Brandon out, so he's
Okay,
basically.
so Brandon's out. So Diz, Alec, or Brian.
100% picking myself. There's no chance you'll argue.
Got to get the majority, buddy.
That's fine, but it's not going to happen, dude.
Why wouldn't it, dude? Go look at my schedule.
You're projected to score 59 points. I don't care. That's your full team. That's insane. 59.
If you went off your projection every week and you're just like, I'm gonna lose.
Okay, but this is different. That's so far down that you can't even argue that. Nobody ever. You were at least like 72 or 73, not 59.
I mean, I'll give him this. He has Chase Brown out this week, so it's like
I don't care.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like, devil's advocate. I'm just bringing.
Dude,
but
I'm
also,
so this week. I can't even believe it.
I guess it's kind of okay. This it's pretty tough to even sit here because Diz. Unfortunately, dude, like, say you had Chase Brown, right? Like, you're still only projected like 70 points.
Yeah, we're gonna have some boom and busters, baby.
Like, dude, Dylan, really, we're looking at this guy 70 points projected per week.
No, but hold on. I mean, I don't want to just dive into only Diz and be like, okay, he's automatic out, because I also think.
Well, yeah, it's true.
I think Cleaner's team is hot garbage. So,
well, dude, we've talked about this all year. And so, Cleaner, I'm going to go back to the same old thing where I do this, pick out that one thing to shit on you every week. But it's all about Kyron and Lamar. And if they don't fucking go off for like 6 touchdowns total, your team implodes. And I gave you Pickens, dude. Like, you have Pickens, but I don't think he saves you. I just don't see it.
I'm still just going back to DJ Moore. Like, when you already have Keenan Allen, my bro, like, that's not the dog you needed right there. And
Nick Chubb's not Nick Chubb.
He's not there.
And I took away Jonathan Brooks from you. He's playing this week, by the way, guys. And that was his only shot at having a decent RB2. Because Nick Chubb is not going to do anything. Dude, Jameis Winston's throwing the ball 50 times a game.
Yeah. I think
and Rico Dowdle is done for without Dak.
I was thinking about, at the end of the year, putting together like a tracker and go back and accumulate all the stats of like all the trades and see how they panned out. And I'd be very curious now with that whole Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Brooks trade and Rico Dowdle.
Dude, it didn't do anything for him. It literally did nothing for him. I don't think he
got a couple. I'm pretty sure because he brought it up
because of Rico.
He got a couple of games that he won because of Rico.
I thought he lost.
That was a long time ago now.
He beat me because of that. Yeah,
that's a long time ago now.
So my question. So I'm looking at Brian's schedule. I like Brian's team better than Alex, better than Diz's. Brian has Alec and then Jaden, whose team I also don't like, and then he has Big Man. So I would say that Brian goes 2-1 to end the season.
Okay, let's do it that way. So you say Brian's 2-1. I agree with that.
And then we got Alec, who has Brian, who we just said is going to lose. Then Jesse, who I would take Jesse. So that's 0-2. And then he plays Diz, which I would take Alec over Diz. So I would say 1-2 for Alec.
Yeah, I'm not taking. I'm taking Dirtle over Alec, dude. Because
that's fine. I'll give you that one. I can give you that one.
Hey, buddy.
So really, I think for me, I need to actually go look more into Brian's schedule and see, because I noticed. I'm pretty sure he has some buys. What is it?
He's got Lamar Jackson and Isaiah Likely on bye against Diz.
No, I'm talking about Brian's schedule.
Oh, Brian's schedule?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then so then we would say Diz is going to go 1-2. So he's going to lose to Jesse, he's going to lose to Calvin, and then he beats Alec. So Diz is 1-2.
Brian's a sitting duck against old COD because he's got that Jonathan Taylor on bye week 14.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, I knew that. I feel like there's something in week 13 though that's
so that would make Alec 0-3. So Alec's out, Brandon's out at 0-3.
Because if we go off projections, if we were looking at that, I mean, if you look at Brian's projections, he's pretty well tied up with just about every single matchup except for the COD one.
Well, he does have a tight end right now so if he throws a tight end in against Jaden, he's projected to beat him by like 6 points. He's at 85 instead of 79.
And he plays Jaden this week. Okay.
He plays Jaden week 13.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at week 13.
No, I think when I'm looking at, Brian's probably finishing it out 2-1. Cleaner's probably going to go 1-2. Like, the only win I could see him getting is against Diz. Like, I don't think he's going to beat Shimer, and I don't think he's going to beat Jesse.
I think he goes 0-3.
Okay, so it's basically between Brian and Diz.
Yeah, at that point, basically.
If Brian, then it would come down to points. Because if Brian goes 2-1 and Diz goes 1-2, then it comes down to points as to who
who's
into the playoffs.
Well, and that's the problem. That Shimer gets in for me then.
But Shimer
for me too.
Yeah, like there's no way Diz. I'm sorry, Diz. You win off people sucking ass, and and the problem.
I don't disagree.
The problem with that is when people suck ass, you don't have to score that many points to beat them, right?
Still got more points than Shimer. That's what matters.
Well, yeah, but Shimer also,
right now,
his team is completely revamped from what it was at the beginning of the season. He was barely scoring 60 points.
I just beat him in a 70-point matchup. What you talking about?
Was that last week?
Yeah. It was a recent week that it was played.
It'll be close.
It will be close. Logic tells me I'm winning Brian on the points because I think you're not going to put up a lot.
All
this
right,
week.
Majority vote.
I'm not saying you don't fuck. I'm not saying you don't win, but
well, dude. But also, you got to think about last week though. He also had Malik Neighbors out, right? He's starting to back up freaking kicker with Daniel Carlson versus Seibert, who was like number 2 in the year before he got injured.
Yeah, this is tough.
He didn't have Kincaid, so Diz, you were playing he wasn't fully who he should have been last week.
Okay.
And Russell Wilson also put up a dud.
We have it set, yeah?
Yeah, I'm still leaning it towards it.
All right.
So then we pick who plays in the Sacco and then who wins the Sacco?
Well, we could pick this out. Yeah, we might as well.
Or do you just want to fill out the top 8?
Well, I want to.
We just did.
We had to fill it out.
Well, I'm saying, but like we're not talking
like what
about
the seeds are.
Yeah.
The top 4. We never talked about the top 4 teams, though.
All right. Shit. So that means so we have Brian at 8, Jesse at 7.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat Nut this week.
There you go. I can't wait to come back to this podcast after I'm in the playoffs.
I would say Nut drops.
Yeah, I'm taking. So I think
there's a good chance you beat Nut this week, Globby.
I'm beating Nut this week. I'm telling you, I'm gonna beat him.
Globby, take him down.
I'm beating Nut, and then I'm gonna beat Brandon, and I'm gonna fight my damn hardest against the old Mayor Red Redmond. But
well,
I fucking can't stand that he starting Cedric Tillman. That motherfucker.
I know.
Well, Willie, I would say, I mean, let's talk about your guys' teams here for a second. So Willie, I'm looking. You don't look so hot this week because of buys and stuff. So, and Red does have his team revamped all off of buys. I will take you easily over B. Johns. And And then that last game against Calvin, I could easily see you going 1-2 to end the season.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna beat Calvin. That's a guarantee. And that's why I'm also pulling for Dirty pretty fucking hard. Well, for multiple reasons. One, that means he's beating Cal, and that means he's knocking out a couple other guys. I'm like, perfect. And if Dirty does make the playoffs, well, I already told him I'm picking him. if I get the opportunity, he's mine.
You need a fucking defense against Cal week 14.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say, Red.
You need a fucking defense because he's got no old fucking Johnny Fairplay out.
You got 7 to choose from, bud.
Let me go take a look here. I'll make a move right now.
Let's go. Week 14
Hey, by the way,
projections.
John, I dropped you a little gift, bud. The Miami Dolphins are still there. Don't
Week 14?
Don't be a cheapskate. Spend your goddamn fab.
It's week 13 that I play him, yeah?
Who?
Calvin.
No, they're talking about I have the Broncos on bye. I am. And I'm not picking up another defense right now because I'm already full to the brim, but can't drop anybody really. So,
dude, Dylan, you can pick up that Cincinnati defense. They're going against Dallas. They're predicted 15 points.
Dude, and the only person Calvin has on bye is his kicker. So
I'm sorry, Dylan. You said you can't.
I'm taking
anybody?
Calvin over you in week 14.
Just you can't drop anybody, Dylan.
What do you mean? I'm not going to pick up anybody right now. I'm not going to pick up a defense an extra defense right now.
Why? Because you have such a good bench?
Because I need depth.
You can't drop Mike. You can't drop Mike Williams?
Who says I'm not?
Well, you just said
You did. Just
I'm not dropping for a defense, fools.
Fucking Noah Brown. Drop Noah Brown.
I'm just saying, like, does
this
Cal have...
This article I read.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Cal has more.
I'm not worried about my defense in week 14 right now.
Cal has more crap than you.
I'm worried about
you.
It doesn't matter. My team's still good enough to beat him if I threw in another defense that was the top one on the waiver. It was not. I just freaking dude. What are you talking about?
Okay, well, yeah.
Okay.
Dude.
Anyways, I'm not. So you guys are concerned about the defense, obviously.
Yeah, dude, it's a big thing. A lot of points from defenses this year.
Dude,
that's but I guarantee, like, I'm not gonna go pick up I'd rather go pick up a wide receiver just in case.
Who?
Dude, that's what I've been trying to figure out. I'm not gonna tell you who waivers or there's people.
Dylan, I literally can't drop a single person. My team is set for the playoffs. I'm done.
Well, what's the point? Like, okay. Anyways, let's move on past this. Like,
just block. I was just trying to give you.
I know. Hint. Thank you. I know how to play the game of fantasy.
Okay.
You look at this, buddy. Check it out. 3-time champion. You like that?
Right, bud. We know what's on your mind. It's all lumber.
This is
dude. I'm looking at your matchup right now. It's just Calvin's team looks better than yours in week 14, and I would pick.
Sure.
All right. So Dylan goes 1-2. I think I want Dylan to go 2-1, but I also don't mind going 1-2.
Dirty. What's your opinion?
Yeah.
Allow me to analyze.
You've been waiting this whole time to analyze.
Yeah, looking at shit on my screen. Let's see. L this week, unfortunately, I think he beats Brandon. Brandon's team is boo boo. Yeah, I'd probably pick you to go 1-2, Willie.
Okay. So
sorry, buddy.
1-2 for you.
Well, it's fine. I'm more so heated about. Yeah, I mean, I'm more so heated that I'm getting all this flack about trying to block a defense 3 weeks away. Like, goddamn.
Okay.
I'm saying that because it might come down to that, honestly, because you guys both have full rosters. You know,
the
defense
problem
matters.
is when you have I have CD. Yeah, obviously he's good, but he's also playing with a team that is completely. I mean, the stadium's falling apart for God's sake.
Yeah, so, dude, what a nightmare.
I also have Cooper Kupp. Yeah, he's a hog, but he's also very injury prone. So I need as many wide receivers I can collect right now. Hopefully one of them, if something were to happen, I'm not caring about a defense. That's the last of my worst because I'm rocking the same damn defense every week.
Let's ramble a little bit more, bud. Let's go back to the trade deadline when I was trying to give you some.
This is a perfect transition into this week's picks.
Well, we're not even
No.
dumb picking the damn prediction here. I'm going 1-2. We agreed I'm going 1-2. So
I
that
think Red Redmond will get the 2 spot
okay. So
because I think he at least goes 2-1 minimum. The only thing would be the last week against Trike. So, and if
Mike has no King Henry that week.
and if Willie's not going 2-1, if Nut isn't going 2-1, because we said Nut's 1-2, Willie's 1-2, they would be down. Red Redmond in number 2 spot.
yeah, I mean, I was looking at CODs.
I think he wins out.
I don't know, man. He's actually got some tough.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
got some tough
14.
matchups. He's got a lot of hard matchups, and I'll agree with Red going to the 2 seed. Like,
All right, so we got Trike, myself, Diz. What do you think?
Well,
So we basically have that 3 through 6, I think. The Nut, Dylan, 3OD, or Calvin. That's what we got to decipher here.
Cal's team is pretty good.
So I think Cal goes 3-0 because we decided that Cal's going to beat Dylan.
Is he going to beat me, though, is the real question.
I hope not.
Yeah,
Yes,
Cal
yes,
possibly
yes.
goes 3-0. God, well, and if he goes 3-0 though, I have to outscore him.
Oh, then yeah. So, oh
So then I
boy.
go 3 seed and Cal goes 2 seed.
Well, who do we think wins in week 14, Red Redmond or Trike? That's the question here.
Well, I mean, without Derrick Henry.
Oh, no, Scary Terry.
Yeah, but I
no
feel like
Derrick Henry. Yeah,
right.
Dude, I'd probably pick Red that week.
yeah. I'm down for that.
Derrick Henry not in that lineup, when you look at it, changes the whole dynamic of that team.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Terry, I mean, wide receivers been ass this year anyway, so I feel like
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
Red goes 3-0.
Terry put up 0.2 points too for Red last week, and
Yeah.
won
Yeah.
still.
Big money.
Talk about some luck this year. There's been, I mean, whether you're talking about good luck or bad luck, there is a ton of it, dude.
Yeah, 100%. So we got Red 3-0.
So Trike, myself,
Red, Calvin.
Steven.
Well, Steven, I agree, goes 3-0, but what's the points to look like then? Because right now, I think.
Well, it doesn't matter though.
Oh yeah.
Are we taking COD?
Because we said Nut goes 1-2 and you go 1-2,
Yeah,
so it'll
right.
be points between you two.
But what about Nut? I mean, not COD. Does COD go 3-0 or are we going 2-1?
Oh yeah,
Dude,
that's a good
I
question.
think he's gonna go 2-1. I think that he's got a hard schedule coming up, and
he drops off of his perch. I could see that. He loses one of those.
well, he loses the stack debate for 1 week.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it. I think it's against Trike. I can't remember, but
it's this week. Yeah.
It's this week.
Oh, it's this week. Okay.
Yeah. So against Trike.
Yeah, he probably goes 2-1. Okay, so then
2-1.
Trike, myself, Cal,
COD.
And
then it's Dylan and Nut based off points.
And I probably go. Dylan's catching up.
Damn
Only
right.
32 behind.
Taught Nut a lesson this week, so.
Well, I'm gonna beat Nut this week, so.
Good man.
Yeah, I think Nuts points just. I think they're just gonna come down.
We keep talking about regression.
I would put Willie. I'll put Willie above.
To be honest, though, he went from that week that he scored 116 against me, right? He dropped down to 97, and then last week 84.
Yeah. Yeah, I put Willie at the 5 spot, right? Yeah, Willie at the 5 spot, Nut at the 6 spot.
Okay. So there we go.
Okay.
We got it.
Jesse, Brian. Cool.
We did this over the air live with no preparation.
Pretty good.
Our specialty.
I don't know if you guys could tell that we didn't have any preparation, but
Never can. We've been doing this too long now on these shows. Like it's too smooth.
it's too natural. Yeah.
We got ones and twos, and you got two different hosts and fucking
All right, Dylan.
the analyzer.
So give them the final top 8.
Okay, so the final top 8, we got strike number 1. Red.
What's his record?
Oh fuck.
I didn't track that.
All right, we got
Yeah. Just give the seeds.
Yeah, I don't need all that.
Okay,
Trike,
I was gonna say.
and then we got you red, Cal 3, COD moves his way up to 4. Congrats, COD. Look at that, Jesus. I slipped down to 5. Nuts slips down to 6, and then Jesse at 7, Brian at 8.
Yeah.
So if that's the way that it falls, that is going to be one hell of a flex seating ceremony there.
You know, it's funny, but flex seating wise, I really want Diz to be in there with like a Brian or say a B Johns because
Yeah, you do. Yes, I want Diz in my bracket too, buddy.
I'm rooting for Diz every single week, buddy.
Yeah, you want him in there. Easy
because
wins.
think about this. If
it would be so much fun too.
If we get this right, okay, that means that we got probably Steven or COD going up against Dylan or Jesse. And I think those 4 just kind of mixed around.
No, it would probably be
what are you talking
me
about?
or Nut.
Who would you rather play week 15, Nut or Jesse?
I'm probably picking.
Look at Nut's team.
I know Nuts team like the back of my hand.
I bet you do.
I studied that man all last week. He lived in my head rent free. I wasn't saying much beforehand, but no, they're both champions, so tip of the cap to you. But Nut
Top of the morning.
Nut just has that, dude. He has that like playoff experience. Like the man just knows, like if something's going weird with his team, he'll go grab a guy that none of us have heard of and put him in there and do something. I like Jesse's team overall more. I'm just trusting Nuts. I don't know, magic.
Yeah, well, and too, like it's hard to see how it's presented right now, but you know that Nut knew that he was going to make the playoffs. He's come out and said it. He doesn't feel like he has a championship team this year. That's why he sold. He made some money back. But you know that he built his team for success at the end of the year. It's hard to see in how it's presented right now, but you know that he took the time to do that.
Yeah, so that's the flexing in there will be crazy. So
yeah,
9. I'm assuming
I want Nut. If I had to, I would take that.
So 9 will be points between Diz and Bijan. Diz will have 1 win, right? So Diz is in the 9 seed.
Okay, so Diz there.
And then
10.
Bijan's would be 10.
Our current Sacco champion having to face another year of Sacco playoffs. Ooh, Bijan's. You better not slip up, buddy.
I'm saying.
But this is just kind of B John's though, right? Like what he was 1, 2, 3. He was 6-3, and he's just gonna tumble his way down. Remember that one year that there's plenty of years that he starts out good, and just at the end of the year, it just somehow ends up in the consolation.
Well, yeah, and it was kind of a thought when you were talking about kind of what I was saying about, dude. At some point, you just like you got to see a different team. Like if you suck that bad, I mean, you have to move something. It's so hard to look at the same team, and I think sometimes you can get into that. I think Mike has gotten into this, and it's hard to kind of predict. But Mike's team's kind of losing its luster. If you find the recipe too soon, then you kind of stick to it, and you're afraid to move off of it.
Yeah.
And then, if you find some kind of success, I think everybody is like, you're scared to move off of potential, And I think Brandon falls into that a lot because he won't dish any of his productive guys to potentially get other productive guys because they've been productive, and it's always this thought of kind of potential.
Just interesting. Even when they come in at risk, though, too. Like,
Yeah.
Aaron Jones is injury prone. Alvin Kamara, like, he's on the Saints. There's just these things where it's like, yeah, they're productive, but there are the risks. You have to think about that. Like, I feel like Trike had to know, like, sooner or later, like, Tony Pollard was going to, like, slow down production wise.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. Yeah.
I mean, it depends who you ask because, like, I was diving all the analytics and everything and talking about, like, their offensive line with the schedule they had coming up, but they're just bad. They're just that bad. So I was still talking myself into Tony Pollard all the way up to the trade deadline. I tried to get him earlier in the season, couldn't do it, and I didn't put out as much effort to go get him because he did start losing some luster. But that's like the thing, like with Trike's team, like the AJ Brown move, that was one of my favorite trades of the year so far still, and he still got it. It's just,
I mean, is it like, why though? I was thinking about this the other day, maybe yesterday. It's like, sweet, yeah, at the time, cool, you got a hog, but look at his production. Diz, can you pull up AJ Brown?
Yeah.
When he was traded on October 7th, what week does that put us in? Was that like week 7?
Yeah, week 6, week 7, somewhere in there.
So did Trike get AJ Brown before he came back from injury?
It was like right when he was coming back.
So maybe he played one game. So look at this, though. He had 2 good games after he came back, and he's been, dude, I mean, it's fucking wide receiver 2/3 the remaining time.
I mean, yes, I guess my thing is like the dude's got a good schedule going forward, and so you're just banking on the fact that the Eagles are surging. He's a hog when he's actually teaching, and I'm still gonna take him. I'm gonna take him over CD right now. CD's number 4 on the year, but I mean,
I would take CD over AJ Brown right now still.
See, then that's crazy to me.
Personally,
that I'm the one saying that.
What about you, Red? What about you, Diz? CD or AJ Brown?
I love AJ Brown.
100% take AJ Brown over CD right now.
You would?
Yeah, but at the time I didn't think this trade was very good.
But they'd also take Marvin Harrison Jr. over AJ Brown. So
I wouldn't do that.
But honestly, though, I mean, that's the funny part is like, dude, like Marvin, Kyler is having his best year right now, and I think like their schedule is super easy too. So I mean, that actually still could come. I'll throw that in the tracker.
Yeah, you might be right. I think I'll take AJ Brown over CD. Sorry, I'm going to retract my statement on that.
So 9th, we had, who did we have 9? Let's
9
standings.
Yeah, 9 was Diz.
Oh yeah.
10 is
Brandon.
So 10 is B Johns.
And then
Cleaner's 11.
And then
11 would have to be Cleaner.
Or would it? Like, actually,
I mean, it would have to be Jaden or Peyton would have to win at least 2 games. Do we think either Jaden or Peyton would win 2 games the rest of the season?
And they also, on top of that, have to outscore him by quite a bit.
Ooh, Cleaner?
Yeah.
Either Jaden or Peyton would have to outscore Cleaner. So I think Cleaner's pretty safe in that 11th spot.
What's up?
I said, do you think so? Your vote's still in here, but it's a 3-1. But
I feel like I have no vote now because I'm in the bottom. I don't want to
be. All right. Well, so we take Cleaner at 11. Honestly, I think that Peyton outscores Jaden the rest of the year.
Well, hang on a second. Let's look at this because I might squeak out of the 14 spot because I'm going to win 2 games by the end of the year.
We'll see.
We already we talked. Okay, so look at my schedule first.
Okay, I'll go look.
I'm going to beat Nut this week, and that's really the big question. I'm going to lose to Red. I mean, I'm going to lose to Red. And then I'm gonna beat B Johns in week 14.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I mean,
Yeah.
we already agreed B Johns is going 0-3.
Yeah, I
He's
guess
got
that's true.
Yeah. So I beat B Johns. It's up to Nut, and we said Nut's 1-2, and one of those losses is to me. Look at our matchup this week. I can win, and I'm going to
And we
win.
think
Yeah, there you go,
we think
Gobby.
Shaq-
See, everybody, you just gotta believe, dude. Clear your
So-
asshole.
So
Believe
I'm
in this
3 and
win,
11.
baby.
So
but
basically, Jaden or Peyton would have to win at least one game. If either of them goes 0-3, then it goes down to points, and
well,
I
no matter
very
what
firmly.
they play this week, so one of them's gonna win.
Okay, so who's gonna
There you
win?
go. Well, there, that would be into our pick'ems there.
Ow.
Well, I'm just gonna say Pate. Like I think I've been pounding the table for Pate actually has good players, a good team, just can't start them right. So
Payne doesn't have a wide receiver to start right now.
He doesn't really have anybody to fill in either.
He's still gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna have to drop somebody, and it looks like he doesn't want to drop anybody.
well,
Dude, I think I got Jaden this week. I don't know, dude.
so that's what it would come down to. It's just
It would come down to well, hang on. So then look at their each of their schedules the rest of the time. Like, so Jaden then has Brian, which we said Brian's gonna win, and then Jesse. So either Jaden would go 0-3 or 1-2, and then Peyton, right, would go
He's playing against Jaden, 3OB,
Big Man, and
then
then Nut. So Big Man and Nut would win. Peyton would go 0-3 or 1-2.
So it does come down this week.
It comes down to this week, and then whoever
Wow,
loses, it would come down to points between me and them for the 13-14 spot.
And how cool? Well, I saw Pate's dead last.
Bates last. Jaden's like 3 points ahead of me. 1 point ahead of me.
Yeah, you actually have more points than
Jaden having
Brian.
that. I think that week that Jaden doesn't have Jaden Daniels or whatever, I think that's going to be a big time one. I think he's not going to score a lot of points at all.
Well, then I'm taking Tron. And yeah, so Gabi, I guess you're in the 12th.
I would be 13 because I think I outscore whoever loses this week between Peyton and Jaden.
Well, it's almost like
Peyton needs to drop a goddamn freaking defense. He's got 3 defenses on his team. He doesn't have a wide receiver to start.
What do you think about all this, Diz?
I'm kind of just listening to you guys ramble.
Well, do you think, like, if you were just to take a shot at any of that, you got to stab in the dark?
Yeah, I would have Gabi as the 13th seed.
Okay.
And then whoever wins, yeah. So then it's just who went. Who did we decide on this week?
I'm still taking Tron. Like, I'm still on Tron, so it's up to you guys.
Yeah, I'll probably take Trone. He just needs to fucking actually pick up some players to start.
As long as he starts somebody, I would. Oh, and a kicker. He doesn't have a kicker in either.
He's scared to drop any of these
Yeah.
players.
I got Trone.
What defense does he have?
He has the Bucks, the Falcons, and the Texans.
Those are all stashes according to.
I know they're all stashes for the playoffs, but the problem fucking is here though.
You got to get a guy.
He's got JaMychal Hasty, but he's got to drop 2 people.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, got till tomorrow. Well, I guess actually Sunday. But
Yep.
I don't understand. I
we'll
get
see
it.
what happens.
I get it, but don't stash 3. Like he's gonna be having a hard time deciding what defense to start when he has 3 of them. It's like they're all good defensive matchups in playoffs.
Well, it doesn't matter. Got to go get some players. So, all right. So then with the consolation bracket, we have Diz at 9, B John's 10, Cleaner at 11, Tron at 12, Gobby at 13, and Sweet Baby J at 14. Yeah, that will be I mean, at least one big thing, if that's the case, for both Diz and B Johns is having that first. Oh, did we do the buys? I can't remember ever like this Sacco rules. Is it buy or do we do the flexing?
It's
No,
flex seating. It's flex seating. So Diz and Brandon, we get to pick who they want to play in week 1.
So we changed that, right? Okay.
That's how it is. That's why I know. I guess.
Well, we used to have the
there
buy.
are buys.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
but
Right. Yeah, so there's buys and they pick who they want to
So-
play.
yeah, it was like, who do you want to
Yeah.
send somebody to an early Sacco? They
Yes.
only get one shot, or do you want to pick the easier guy to make sure that you get out of it? You know.
Yes, that's right. Okay. I remember this now. Yeah, so that will that'll be interesting because
So like if Diz wanted to get the biggest competition out and make sure that he just establishes dominance, he would pick me to play in the first round. And
I've said it so many times. My team is built to win in week 15. So. Okay.
I love it.
yeah, well, there you go. We have it. I think when we post this, I'll have Nut put that on the link there so everybody can view it too.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows though? Really, we do all these predictions, but like the weirdest things have been happening this year as far as again just all the luck. I mean, just where we're at. What's Red? What do you chuckle about?
I'm just dying from Diz saying his team's. Even with Chase Brown starting, he's only projected like 80 points tops.
Dude, you gotta fucking play the booms, you know? You gotta know what's gonna happen.
Oh man.
It's
Yeah.
just like I was just looking at all the projections for week 15 in the playoffs, and everybody's projected besides Gobby right now, but I think it's because he has some players out. But everybody's projected more than you.
That's all right.
What I'll say though is, I mean, because I've been in Disney's spot before where everybody was just like, dude, you're getting a guaranteed Sacco. I don't see it at all.
Oh, that was me. Everybody was about me last year getting it.
Exactly. So it's what it really comes down to is like, yeah, obviously, your team's bad. Everybody's saying it's bad, but this is where it's time of year that you prove yourself as a manager, and you either find that random boom that you're talking about there, Diz, like the Deshaun Jacksons of the world, the OBJs, the Zeke Elliott for me last year, the Joe Flacco's, whoever the hell it may be, and you make those
Drake May for Dylan last week.
Well, that's
Cortland
different.
Sutton's, baby.
Yeah, but you get my point. Like, there's that point in the year there where, like, this is the time now to prove it. So not anything's ever in chalk. And this year, even more so, it feels like there's just wacky things that seem to happen every week. And so, I don't know, man. This whole prediction that we just did of the projected standings could be completely upside down in some areas.
We just went through all that work for nothing.
Right.
Well, I mean, I will say, and I guess it's a good segue for us to move on to the pick'ems, is that we've actually been picking pretty well. So if we have it up here.
Do you have your guest picks and who's like, how they do on game day, like who's been the best out of your guests for the picks?
Yeah, so actually it's been a tie for the first 3 weeks we've ever had guests. Cal, Trek, and Cleaner all picked 4 and 2. COD was the only one to go 3 and 3 last week.
Big man sucking, huh?
Oh, yeah, big man picking wrong. Wilson Time Crew, though, we are on a roll right now, 4 and 2. So
all right.
We know
4 and 2. What's the overall record, dog?
Oh, sorry, that was last week. Well, it's right there too on the screen. 37
Look
and
at that.
17. Red Dirty's in at 31 and 17. And then guess we're at 15 and 9. I'm at 26 and 22, baby.
So you guys
Wait.
want me to pick your team, baby?
I've been
Hell yeah.
I've been climbing out of the hole though. So because for a while there, yeah, I was bad.
Yeah, since last year, huh?
Oh, Gabby, yeah. Don't even get me further, poo boy. Don't even get me started.
Hey, real quick, did you notice the song? You haven't watched Gobby Talks, but the song that I put for Jaden and I, could you hear? Do you know what it was?
I'm talking
Red.
It sounded
Red.
familiar. I didn't recognize it.
What was it?
It's called "Good Rats" by Dropkick Burpees.
Well, I like to even.
Come on, all you good rats!
The bandit of good rats.
Oh yeah.
Let's hop into it. So
like that. Rats.
What we got up top is, I guess that would be probably your matchup. All right. Well, boys, we're gonna dive into
Hey, you're over 59. You went up, buddy. You're in the 60s now.
Oh yeah, dude. You like that? Look at the matchup.
Going Jesse.
I'm gonna go Jesse, buddy.
You do have the better matchups, though, dude.
Hell yeah, I do.
Yeah, but Jesse has a significantly better team and better players.
Well, crazier things than that.
Yeah. Jesse's been putting up like 100 points the last couple of weeks, if I'm thinking right there.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
So I'm going Jesse too.
Well, Jesse put 134, then a 67, and then a 116. But yes, still more than Diz.
Moving
on. All right. Steven the Moldy Taint. Well, you know where I stand on this.
Well, yeah, we already kind of picked him, right? So
I know, but we did have some discrepancies in some places, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking Cal's team.
Well,
yeah.
Wasn't I, dude? What is this? Okay, look at this. Jets D on bye, and B Johns doesn't even put a waiver claim in for defense last night.
Mismanager, dude.
Dude, he wants to hold Conklin.
Yeah.
Conk, baby.
Deep sleeper, dude.
The fact that he's held on
he has been deep sleeping all season.
Had a couple good games.
And he's held on to Jamal Williams all year. I don't even think he's the backup for Kamara. I'm pretty sure it's Kendra Miller.
I said that to him when I had Kendra. Now I was trying to make a dog shit trade with them, but I was like, Jamal Williams not the guy. Like they keep trying to get Kendra in there. He just keeps getting hurt.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know what's going on with B. Johns. I dropped the Dolphins defense. Go spend your money. If not, fuck it. Taking Cal on this one.
Me too.
God, I wish if Cal loses though,
that'd be great.
That would be wonderful.
Except I do want B. Johns in the Sacco, so.
Well, if he wins one more, he still has a possibility.
I know. That's why I want him to lose all of them so I can get him in the Sacco.
Like definite. I don't want possibilities. I want definite.
Yeah. All right. That's a clean sweep for Cal.
Yeah, that's clean sweep.
Yeah. The Mongers and Big Fog.
All right.
Hey. Diz, just gotta believe.
Do you guys pick your own? You guys pick your own games?
I don't.
No, we can't.
You and me, Gabby.
All right.
Yeah, look at it.
Well, yeah. Let's do some extra little investigating. Amir Abdullah, hell yeah.
Diz, can you scroll down for me a little bit there?
Rondale, dude. You'll get Rondale's cousin. I mentioned that maybe you should pick up Rondale more and see how that works out for you because it might be better than most of your bench.
Dude, you guys, it's fine.
I got Red Redmond in this one. And I think it'll be by 10 plus points, at least. Minimum 10 points.
Dude, I like how you have Mike, like you're talking about Mike Williams. He's number 95 on the year of wide receiver.
Dude, but once he gets traded, he's going to score one touchdown and never be seen again.
Oh,
on the boom. I'm gonna pick Red, but by like a point and a half.
Whoa, you think it's gonna be close?
I do.
Closer than you think.
Well,
Yeah.
is this your Raider bias coming into here with
I mean-
Amir Abdullah?
If it's against the Raiders, yeah, he's got the Broncos D playing against the Raiders, and the Raiders are bad.
Yeah, but Dylan is playing them. And you
I know.
think that Red's only going to beat him by a point?
I mean, I have the Broncos D is what he's saying against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
I can't say anything. I guess I have a pretty decent defense myself.
Going down, Red. I want you.
Yeah,
I
Red
want
Redmond.
you.
I got Red Redmond.
Red Redmond, we got
so-
Alec and Shimer.
Alec and Shimer.
Damn, there's a
Shimer
lot
gets a tight end.
riding on this Monday night here.
He got Brock Wright.
So do we? Oh yeah, because we were picking that Pate and Jaden were going to be tied for record, so it came down to points. So that was including the fact that because I was saying Alex was going to go in 3, like to finish out the year. So that'd be including this week.
Mm-hmm.
And we had him going 1 and 2, right?
I don't know. I was saying 0 and 3, 1 and 2. We still voted for him to come down. So I'm going. Dude, shares are still rising. TD Incorporated. Everybody got scared because they spiked down when they stepped in the diner. See, that's the problem. You try to get in the restaurant business, it's a dirty business. I don't know if you want to go playing around and all that.
You
So
gotta
I
make
think
deals.
yeah, it's a lot of shadiness going on in there. That's like one of those places I imagine you walk into and it's like a bunch of like old Asian men are sitting there smoking cigarettes and playing poker or whatever in the back. I'm taking
That's good.
I'm taking TD Inc. And I just, like you were saying earlier, Red, it's still been the same damn thing all year. Been saying about Alex's team. It's just like, dude, the regression was going to come. I think it's here. I don't think it's going back the other way now that there's no more trades. Maybe the Pickens thing helps out, but yeah, Nick Chubb. It's like you got a player and you lost a player. So, and Brian's team, like definitely he's got some dogs. So I mean,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's
good matchups this week too.
Alec has good matchups as well, but it's kind of it's the same thing as like Peyton's team where it's like, dude, it looks good on paper and it looks like he should be winning, but it just doesn't ever perform. Like, I mean, maybe it's different, but Alec, like Rico, the Cowboys suck. Juwan Jennings, boom or bust. I mean, that's a toss up. Pickens could be good. It's also a Thursday night game, which is always scary. Thursday night games are always scary.
They'll get shadowed by Denzel Ward too.
Yeah, exactly. And DJ Moore, I mean, fuck the Bears. I have more confidence in Brian's team and who they are as players and how they fit into their offense.
Okay, so you're going Brian. Red Diz.
It's actually so close in my head. I'm having a hard time picking.
It is close. I agree.
Yeah.
I might go
Dude,
Shine a barely little bit.
What? Who did you pick?
Shimer.
Okay.
I'll buy back in. Already stole my.
It's basically Lamar and Kyron.
Yeah, dude, acquisition move.
Red.
This like kind of contradict. Now I feel like I'm talking myself out of what we talked about earlier with the predictions, like standings wise. Because I feel like Kleiner's gonna. I guess I didn't really look at how fucking shitty the matchups were for Shimer this week. Like he's starting that Rams defense against the Eagles.
Well, it doesn't matter because we already got a majority. You can change your pick. We already have majority.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm going with Kleiner on this one. I'm going with Kleiner on that one.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Is this the last one?
DeAndre Swift against Minnesota and fucking Jonathan Taylor against Detroit's defense. Like those are two lockdown fucking defenses run game wise.
Yeah, it'll be tough. But who we got here? We got Emperor Nutpatine coming off his waxing and Globby with the heartbreaker. So
Pissed, dude.
Globby's trying to pull through. Man, that Bo Nix has been looking nice, dude.
Yeah,
Like
Going against Las Vegas. Dude, have you looked at Bo Nix's schedule? Look at this. Look how green it is.
yeah.
All across the board.
It is crazy that he's actually number 7. Like,
I know. Good for fucking him. Go Ducks, baby.
go Ducks for sure.
Are the Raiders going to step up this week or what, Diz?
The Raiders actually.
Man.
Sorry, go ahead, Diz.
Oh, I don't know. I doubt it. I don't even. I don't even want to win at this point. I'd rather just have them lose.
I saw. It's not showing up on the desktop there, but that the Raiders were like a red matchup for. I don't know if it was a quarterback or it was wide receivers there.
Dude, no, I'm just looking at this. So for Bo Nix, the Raiders are green, but for Cortland Sutton, the Raiders are red. How does that make any sense?
So I guess maybe they give up a shit ton to like tight ends or something.
No, it's because they have Jacorian Bennett.
No, 100%. It is a tight ends thing.
For Brock Bowers.
I started Jonnu Smith last week because they're fucking green against the tight ends.
Oh yeah, their coverage is terrible, but Jacorian Bennett's a hog. He's covered every hog wide receiver.
Not good for you, Gobby.
He held Jamar Chase to 20 yards. Come on now. It's not biased.
I'm still going Gobby in this one, but
I'm going Nutty.
Fuck you, Diz.
Gobby, I want you to get that fucking losing streak little nod to you. So
no. It's all right. I hold a bunch of records and nothing to show for it. It's nothing new for me, bud.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta go Nuttiest.
Oh my god, you guys don't believe.
It's not about believing. I'm going off my intuition, my logic.
Yeah, well, guess what?
Your logic stinks.
It's fucking flawed when you.
My research, my articles.
So that's I sold my team pretty well earlier because that's 2-2. Earlier it was at least 3-1 when I beat Nut to create the rankings. I'm gonna beat Nut this week. I know I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, Dave, you definitely did. You keep carrying that energy into the weekend.
Hell yeah.
You can do it. I hope I'm wrong. I'll take the L. So, Red, you were going Nut on that, right? And
I'm going Nut. No, I'm not going
Oh, you're
Nut.
going.
No.
Yeah, sorry, you're going Gobby. Hey, Diz, you're going Nut.
Hell yeah, Redman. You have my vote, Betty.
Hell yeah. Dirty. Have we talked about the dirtiest matchup yet?
Oh shit, you're right. I didn't. Here, pick this next one. I'll pick it.
Or maybe this
I think it is the next one.
Yeah, it definitely could be. Well,
yes. I got Trone. We just talked about this. I got Trone.
Yes, it would be. This would be Dirty's dirtiest matchup right here. I was thinking it might be Alec and Shimer, but I think this one takes it.
That's a pretty cool too.
Yeah.
No. Well, I guess we did just kind of go through this and pick it earlier. So yeah, we picked Trone, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I did. I think Trone, because he still doesn't have a wide receiver or a kicker plugged in. As long as Peyton picks people up and fills his roster, I'll pick Peyton. You know?
Well, he definitely has to because that's the rule.
Yes, this is the rule.
Doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, we got a constitution. Hey, come on now. We got laws here. So
yeah. Well, and also another reason why this is the dirtiest one is these are the two worst at picking the correct lineups.
Yes.
They have the two worst start-sit accuracy.
77.9 is rough.
Bro, I'm picking Jaden in this. I don't care what Trone does. He can't do it right.
I'm taking Trone in this one, but yeah, set your lineup, buddy. Or it's almost Thursday.
Yeah, I'm gonna contradict myself too. I'm taking Jaden this one. And the reason I'm doing it is because, dude, Jaden Daniels against Dallas, that dude's going to have a heyday.
We thought about that with C.J. Stroud, and look what happened.
No, it's C.J. Stroud's been down all year.
Wait, actually, you're right. Terry McLaurin.
Jaden Daniels played against the two top-ranked defenses the last 2 weeks. Like, I expected him to be not, like, teaching there. If he did teach, that means he's really legit.
So
taking Tron.
here's how I think about this. I know he's not gonna watch this, so he won't hear it, but I hope that he's smart enough to play Patrick Mahomes. Because personally, I think this week is, sorry, Diz, the week that the Kansas City Chiefs start doing their end of the season things with a fresh little quick, easy warm up game with the Panthers. And so he's got Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce. I think this is the get right game after a loss for the Chiefs after they've been just cruising by. And that's going to light a fire. Patrick Mahomes, it's the end of the season. It's about that damn time that the fucking Chiefs start proving that they're good again. And I don't, as long as, if I hope Peyton's smart enough to do that, because I would take Pat Mahomes over Jared Goff this week for sure. And I think that boosts Pate over the edge for this one.
Okay.
I've refrained the past couple weeks, but fuck the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Diz,
Hell yeah.
you picked Jaden, right?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Going Tron. Set your lineup, buddy. It's basically Thursday.
Well, he did change his lineup, so he's obviously looking at it.
Well,
Yeah.
I know, but like we just went through waivers. Like,
Well, maybe he didn't like
All
what he
right.
saw.
well, it's gonna change.
I don't care. I'm glad that he's not because of that. It helped me out.
Last matchup here. We got COD versus Trike.
I'm taking Trike. He's lost his stack debate.
Yeah, I got Trike as well.
I just got to see the rest of it.
Cody has good matchups, but
Whoa, it is actually a good matchup.
I don't like the Willie play where you start two running backs from the same team. I think it's dumb and I don't like it and I can't ever root for it.
Thank you. Always, there's
tagging
no
and I
other
hate
option. You just have to do it. So, but yeah, no stack debate. I mean, what is that? That's like 50 points a week usually for COD. So, all right.
Yeah, I'm going Trike as well.
So Trike, Gobby, you went Trike, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So it was a clean sweep for Trike. All right.
Plus I'm mad at the big man and I don't want to vote for him.
Yeah. Boo.
All right. Well, there you go, boys. So we'll see if we keep the hot streak rolling as far as our pick'ems. I do think that it's gonna be just another crazy ass week. Finishing out the year, man. We're back in the full swing of things at playoffs. It is pretty wild too that we're actually at playoffs now because it feels like the year just blew by again. But there's still a lot of work to be done. So
I bet for
Sure.
Gobby it just feels like forever.
It's ready to get out of the Sacco tournament and move on with my life and begin again next year.
Yeah, fantasy football is good for our health. All we do
yeah,
is stress
this is
about it.
fun.
Yes, yay. Fun.
I can't wait for these next couple weeks to play out. I'm so delusional and I fucking
Oh
love it.
my
I'm
god.
actually
Same,
scared
dude.
for anybody that faces Diz because they just like sink to the bottom of the ocean.
Come on down to the
Yeah.
dirty
Oh my
fighter.
god.
Get him, Diz. Be like that Pennywise and suck him into the gutter with you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, come on in.
thanks for coming on, though, Gobby.
Yes, thank you,
And-
sir.
Cheers,
Shout out
boys.
to you being consistent with your show, Gobby
Yes,
Talks.
sir.
Nut.
Yes, sir. You guys
Always.
as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I feel like all of us with the content have done a really good job as far as the consistency. And I think we all know, too, that this does take a lot of time, takes a lot of effort. But we do it for you guys, DVFL.
Yes, B. Johns, we do it for you guys.
Hell yeah, B.
exactly.
Johns.
We also are banned in Russia still. I keep getting emails from YouTube telling me that we are not allowed there. It's some other random
Oh,
country.
hell yeah. I'm still allowed in Russia. Maybe that's because Jaden's popping off with some language there earlier on Coffee Talks. Yeah, Russia's like, hell yeah, get this guy in here.
Man, I gotta hop in there. I gotta see what's up with that.
Yeah, we don't allow copyright music, but derogatory language.
Hell yeah, brother.
We actually have Jaden on next week too. So
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on. It's dude, it's fun. It's all the shows are different, so it's always fun to get just different perspective, different vibes. It's good. Appreciate you guys. And it's I'm to the point where I'm ready for the end. I feel confident that I'm not going to be at the bottom this year. I really do. I can talk myself into it, but I actually feel that way. And I'm ready for my fucking popcorn, man. Give me, you guys up there. You guys give me a show. Give me a show. Let me watch something fun while I just scoop my ass out and not worry about anything after Diz goes down to the bottom.
Wait, there ain't no giving. You got to go out there and earn that. So I'll leave it at this. It seems like the theme of this show was believe in your team. Going
Ted Lasso, baby.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep the fireworks happening. The Monday night drama. It's been fun. So
yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
That, don't forget, boys. Keep counting that pud.
Be Calvin. Take him out for me.
I'm coming, Jesse.